Hey Woodhounds, Craig here. Welcome back to the channel. We're at woodyard number 2, aka my parents' property. The plan is to do some cutting today. We got the Steel MS261 20-inch bar, Husky 450 20-inch bar. This is Mr. Brandon Hoad's Husky. It's if you haven't checked out his channel, he has a little channel now. He doesn't do videos, but he makes posts. Hoady's, Holsteins, and Hardwoods, I believe is the channel name. I'll double check that when I edit the video. So on some past videos here, I've kind of showed briefly a big white oak that fell at some point in late summer. I think the plan is to start cutting on that today. It's a big oak tree, and it's one of those trees that's definitely a firewood tree, not a saw log. A lot of branches, a lot of turns and crooked pieces. So it might be a lot of work to get the firewood, but as you guys know, white oak, great firewood. Versatile, can be home heating, smoking, even campfire wood if you needed to. This might be the last video that you see of me running Brandon's Husky 450 because it is going to some other channel for another little demo. Maybe at the end I'll share the news on where it's going, so stay tuned for that. But let's head down and see if we can get cutting on that oak tree today. Here it is. Camera probably doesn't do it justice, but it's a big white oak. I'm at the tops right now. A lot of work to be done to clear off the tops. Looks like there's a small cherry that came down with it. Let's see if I can walk you up to the stump. All right, now I'm at the stump or the base, looking down it. Four-wheeler's way down there. So yeah, a lot of white oak. Too bad a lot of it's rotten, although this would have been a 3-4 foot diameter, so that would have been probably something I wouldn't be able to tackle anyways. So I think the plan is to probably start again on the high side up here, probably work my way and do that limb. So I'm about 12 feet off the stump here. And yeah, I think again we're gonna start up here on this limb and just work our way down. Will probably be a lot of prep work before I really get to be able to saw, so maybe I'll bring it back after some of the small branches are cleaned up. So stay tuned. All right, one tank through the Steel MS261. It's been about an hour. I didn't film any of the limbing, although I should have just put you on a time lapse. Might have been cool to see. So let's see what I got done in that hour. I was able to get the tops off. Still got one big top stuck in here that I got to take down, but everything's been going smooth. Again, took just a little over an hour, taking my time. Can be dangerous in there, all those limbs, big limbs, spring poles, and I'm on a hillside. It's tough to tell, but so lots of dangers, so I'm just taking my time. As I'm cutting it, I was kind of hoping the quality would be better. It's not horrible, it's not pumpky, but it's just not perfect, which it's firewood. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not sure how much good wood's gonna be in that trunk. I mean, it is hollow, obviously at the base, but that'll be something that gets picked at the very end once all the limbs are dealt with. But I'm gonna do a little more cleaning up, and then I'll be marking some logs 16 inches, and then I'll get you some Husky 450 action. Stay tuned. All right, we're down to our last big limb that's kind of up in the air. So I'll let you see what happens.
one of those that turns out to be more work than it was worth. I think I'm about 2 hours in, clearing the brush, marking, and I don't have a single piece loaded in the trailer yet. So a lot of work with no reward yet. And there are a lot of pieces that are kind of questionable in quality. I'll give you a closer look right now.
Yeah, some branches have definitely been dead for a while. It's almost getting soft on the outside. And this one's got mushrooms on it, but again, same thing, starting to get soft on the outside. I think it's still gonna be okay overall, but for the amount of work it's taking, and a lot of the pieces are crooked, which don't make for nice 16-inch cuts or 16-inch blocks. But oh well, you know, white oak is good stuff. So I think the plan is to buck up what's on the ground over here first, and then I'll take that up to the wood yard, stack it and gas up. And then we're gonna start tackling some of the long limbs that are suspended. Should make for easy bucking, you know, stand up and buck, that'll be nice.
This piece might be kind of punky, but let's cut it. It should cut like butter if it is punky, so we'll see. Not too bad. Outer edge is getting punky, but bark's gonna fall right off, which is nice. All right, I got a couple more pieces here to cut, and then we'll load up. All right, I only showed you a little bit of that cutting. I did a bunch more. There was some elm in there and ironwood as well. But I'm gonna load up what's cut. Take this up to the wood yard, gas up, maybe touch up the chains. I'll check them out. All right, we'll play around with the Fiskars hookaroon or pickaroon, and also some, I think they're 10-inch log tongs. Both of them work okay. Figure try them out, let you know what I think. Wow, you know how I was saying, you know, some of this was looking kind of soft? Well, I'm actually having a heck of a time trying to get this picaroon to stick into this oak. So that's a good sign that it's still pretty hard. All right, I'm gonna give these a break. All right, there's load one. I probably should have stacked it, but I didn't. Actually, still a few pieces left that I cut that I couldn't fit. We're gonna go take this up, stack it in the wood yard, regas the saws, and do some more cutting. All right, first trailer load, stacked up here in the wood yard, waiting to be split. I also gassed up both saws. If you remember in one of the last videos that I had with the steel and the Husky together, it was kind of a comparison video. Well, guess what? Extra bonus points go to the Husky because of the fuel and oil caps. Pretty sure I just broke the gas cap on my steel. It was closing funny. I don't know, something clicked weird, and now it leaks. So we'll still bring the steel with, just in case if I get, you know, this saw pinched or stuck or something. I mean, that would never happen to me.
You sure about that?
But then the steel could save the day if the Husky got pinched. All right, I think we're gonna start on this oak branch first with the Husky 450. Probably gonna set you up on the tripod just above me and get you some cutting action on film. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you this earlier. Somebody shat on my log. Making good progress. I'd say we're about a third done with the oak. There's still this cherry here. I'll deal with that a different day. In addition to the oak, some elm and ironwood that I was cutting on too. But yeah, good progress. Overall, it's not premium white oak. You know, it's but again, it's gonna be good firewood. There's even some chunks of the limbs that were dead for a long time. Like this stuff's gonna be ready to burn now, so I cut some of them short to throw right in my wood stove. You know, stuff like that. It's bone dry. But I'm gonna work on loading all this up, taking it up to the wood yard. It might be 2 trips, but we'll see. But stay tuned. I'm gonna give you some thoughts on how the Husky 450 did with the 20-inch bar. And then also maybe I'll let you know on where it's going next.
Camera doesn't do it justice, but this is pretty steep. I'm gonna throw out some of this bark. piece already split. Awesome. One down, 100 to go.
Almost took out your saw, Brandon.
All right, that's a load. It's pretty heavy. I'll have to come back and get this.
Stack's getting bigger. Let's go get one more load.
What are you waiting for? Load it.
And loaded. A little bit left. And I also have a small stack. You can't see it, but a small stack up there. So I'm going to come back and get one more load, but you'll just see the end result from this
to this. Well, there you have it. That was kind of a lot of work for maybe a face cord and a half, probably 2 face cords. It took me a long time to go through and delimb and get all that brush out of there. But now when I go back, it should be a lot smoother to finish cutting up that white oak and the cherry. And in the back of my truck is a bunch of dry limb wood that I'll burn in the next couple days myself in my wood stove. I was kind of hoping to run the Steel MS-261 and the Husky 450, you know, neck and neck with each other with a 20-inch bar, to do another comparison, you know, similar to one of the last videos I did when they both had 18-inch bars, and actually the Husky one. So maybe the Steel, you know, with its cap leaking, was kind of its way of wussing out, you know, peeing its pants because it was scared to run against the Husky. But I didn't feel like dumping gas all over my pants to do that. So no, you just saw the Husky run a bit today. So as I'm pulling out of the wood yard, I just remembered I didn't really talk about how the saw Brandon's Husky 450 did with the 20-inch bar. It did great. If I had a Husky 450, I would definitely be running a 20-inch bar probably all the time. It had plenty of chain speed, plenty of power, never really bogged down. So very impressed. I run a 20-inch on my MS-261 a lot, and I feel like it does just fine as well. So if you have a Husky 450 or a 50cc, you know, Husqvarna, I would not hesitate to try a 20-inch bar on it. It pulled it very good. And this might be the last time you see me run this saw on the channel, because it is going to go back, well, it's actually not going to go back to Brandon. After I'm going to clean this saw up, and then I'll do a bonus footage of discussing where the saw is going to go next. So stay tuned for the bonus footage, show you the cleaned up saw, and let you know on where it's going next. Alright, that's going to be a wrap with me running the Husky 450 from Mr. Brandon Hoady. I've had it now for a few months. It's time to ship it on off. I had a great time running it, comparing it with my other 2 saws, my other 250cc saws. I did a handful of videos. Hopefully you caught some of those. It truly was a good time running this saw, and I definitely appreciate Brandon for sending it. As a little thank you, Brandon, got you a brand new 18-inch chain that I'm going to mail you. And also I got you a Craig's Cords to Coles t-shirt I'm going to send you. It's not much, but a little thank you for sending me your saw. And actually, the saw is not going back to Brandon just yet. Another woodhound, Matt from Firewood in the Field, is going to be getting this saw. Brandon asked if I'd send it there first, and Matt's going to run it for a bit. So maybe you'll see it on another YouTube channel shortly. To make sure Matt gets it in good shape, I'm going to keep cleaning it a little bit more, get it looking nice and new. Well, hopefully not too nice and new. I don't want some other woodhound to spot it and walk off with it. But that's going to wrap up this video. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you have a good one. Bye. It's got to be here somewhere. I knew I shouldn't have cleaned it and made it all shiny. Brandon, I'm sorry. My worst fear happened. Something happened to your saw. I can't find it. It's gone missing.
I think somebody stole it. But wait, I have some security camera footage you could check out, and maybe with the help of you all and the power of YouTube, we can find out who did this. Let's check the footage.
Enhance. Enhance. Enhance.
It was Brian from Shotla Family Firewood. Brian, if you're watching, if you wanted to borrow the saw, you could have just asked me. But in all seriousness, Brian stopped by over the summer, and I couldn't help but capturing a little footage to maybe do this skit for you all. By now, the saw is actually safe and sound in Matt's hands, hopefully. Heck, maybe even Matt has a video or two posted, and if he does, I'll let you guys know. So again, Brandon, thank you. Hope you all enjoyed this. Have a good one. Bye.